London's so chock-jam-damn full that the government had to tell the hotels that they really must make room, somehow, for the men on leave. It really is most unfortunate, the way particulars of all the dances going keep trickling out, right on top of the wild exhortations of the PM, not to spend a penny except on war loan.
To those who ask for a declaration of war aims, let there be but one answer: the crushing of Prussian militarism. To talk of negotiated peace is to betray those who have sacrificed their lives in the cause for which we struggle. You will hear no talk of peace or negotiation among the heroes of Flanders Field.
Today before dawn, our troops were going over the top in a frontal assault on the enemy lines. As the sky slowly paled to an eerie yellow, the guns opened up with a roar that shattered the morning like a rain of thunderbolts. The Hun was copying it. A ripple ran down the lines as the men tensed themselves for the dawn adventure. A young officer passed out Mills bombs. "Grand weapon, the Mills," he said. Then a shouted word of command, and our brave lads leapt forward. Later, our returning troops told me the effect of our bombardment had been terrific. German dead lay everywhere. One of our lads said he'd never seen so many dead before. He'd never seen so many dead before. He'd never seen so many dead before. The lilting words danced up and down his brain, while corpses danced and capered in the rain. No, he couldn't count them anymore. The dead have done with pain. They've choked. They can't come back to life again. When Dick was killed last week, he looked like that, flapping along the fire step like a fish, after the blazing crump had knocked him flat. How many dead? As many as ever you wish. Don't count 'em. They're too many. Who'll buy my nice fresh corpses to a penny?
Captain Tomlin, sir! Letter for you.
The statement was made to his commanding officer by Second Lieutenant S.L. Sassoon. Military Cross recommended for DSS, 2nd Battalion Royal Welsh Regiment. As explaining his grounds for refusing to serve further in the army. Siegfried, you must be balmy.
I am making this statement as an act of willful defiance of military authority, because I believe that the war is being deliberately prolonged by those who have the power to end it. I am a soldier, convinced that I'm acting on behalf of soldiers. I believe that the war, upon which I entered as a war of defense and liberation, has now become a war of aggression and conquest. I'm not protesting against the conduct of the war, but against the political errors and insincerities for which the fighting men are being sacrificed. On behalf of those who are suffering now, I make this protest against the deception which is being practiced on them. Odd thing, a funny thing to want to do. Serving soldier, officer with a reputation, kill Germans, card of thanks from the Corps Commander, engraved and gilt-edged. MC, great men, important men, horseback riders, gold-braided, scarlet tabs and hatbands, soberly frock-coated, top-hatted, brave and responsible. A lifetime of responsibility and decision.
would they stop the war? Even if all that were read out in the Houses of Parliament. One never knows quite how dotty one is.
It's war which is insane. The spirit and purpose which kept it clean and fine at first dwindles and gets fainter, leaving it utterly ghastly.
It's strange that the people sitting here represent almost the only articulate opposition to the war. The only ones I know, anyway.
It's terrible to know that vast numbers of the fighting men simply loathe it, and are kept there by the brutal fury of Lloyd George and politicians like him. The spring offensive was pure devilry. Another poor little harvest of village youths has been called up and gone off to barracks. They do loathe it, poor creatures.
One must beware of oversimplification, Otterline.
It isn't the idea of being killed. It's that I don't know any longer what I'm being killed for. One gets sent out again and again, like a cabbage going to Covent Garden Market. And the cabbages are better off because they don't claim to have unconquerable souls. And they aren't told they're making the supreme sacrifice for unborn vegetables. That's why I have to do something. If I can.
You can. You can publicly repudiate your uniform and the medal you're wearing, refuse to fight, face a court-martial and be sent to prison.
I think that would be a magnificent thing for him to do.
If I do as Russell suggests, though, I'll be joining the ones I don't know. The inarticulate ones who get sent to prison.
No, Bertie. We're civilians. They don't shoot us for refusing to fight. A soldier is expected to be a patriot.
Patriotism in wartime means suppression of the truth. The state punishes with impartial rigor both those who kill their compatriots and those who refuse to kill foreigners. On the whole, the latter crime is considered the graver.
Russell's a brave man. He's too old for military service in any case. But he's been to prison for his beliefs.
Siegfried's refusal to continue the carnage will be the more effective.
Otterline and Strachey and Russell are pacifists, and they discuss principles. The ordinary chap who refuses to fight is a conchi, and he gets locked up.
Look here, you can't tell a chap to go and do a thing like that.
That's all very well, but he'd go to a military prison. And that's a very different thing from the sort of place that Bertie was locked up in.
Massingham's certainly no extremist. His paper, The Nation, isn't exactly revolutionary, but he's managed to keep it going. I mustn't be unfair to these people. It isn't their fault they aren't soldiers, nor that I feel out of place with them because they aren't soldiers. Hell, I'm damn well going to have a shot at it.
The point is that a gesture of that sort is worse than useless if he doesn't go through with it. And the punishment he'll get if he does is just too much to ask a man to undergo. A young man who has already suffered more than 2 years of continuous trench warfare.
If he's willing to face punishment, he should be encouraged to follow the dictates of his conscience. You can't protect people from their convictions, Massingham. If you do, you simply produce liberals.
You can't blame Massingham for telling us to be careful. He's convinced that Lloyd George is going to close him down if a single further edition of The Nation appears with a word of criticism in it.
I printed what you told the Objectors' Tribunal, anyway.
Oh, what was that? I'm sure I must have missed it.
They asked the usual question. What would Lytton do if a German tried to rape his sister?
What did you say, Lytton?
I said that I would try and interpose my own body.
Now say that The Nation doesn't print the truth, Bertie.
You can't print the truth in your paper, Massingham. If you did, it would be suppressed. Your paper is not suppressed. It does not tell the truth.
The Nation is banned from circulation to the troops.
Then it must be smuggled to them.
It is, actually.
The sons of Europe are being crucified on the barbed wire because the misguided masses are shouting for it. What piffling rot! Whose rag is this, anyway?
It's mine, thanks.
It would be. I knew you were an ass, Geoffrey, but I didn't know you were a pacifist.
I'm not. Doesn't mean I can't read an intelligent paper.
Call that intelligent?
You call this intelligent?
I am a soldier, convinced that I'm acting on behalf of soldiers. I'm not afraid of being killed. I made up my mind a long time ago to die because, in the circumstances, there didn't seem anything else to do. It's the dead who are my friends.
A soldier acting on behalf of dead soldiers. When I'm asleep, dreaming and lulled and warm, they come. The homeless ones, the noiseless dead. When the dim charging breakers of the storm bellow and drone, the rumble overhead, out of the gloom they gather about my bed. They whisper to my heart, their thoughts are mine.
Why are you here with all your watches ended? From Ypres to Frise we sought you in the line.
In bitter safety I awake, unfriended. And while the dawn begins with slashing rain, I think of the battalion in the mud.
When are you going out to them again? Are they not still your brothers through our blood?
B Company is 8 under strength, with 5 sick and 3 absent. C Company is 15 under strength, with 9 men in detention, 3 sick and 3
All right,
absent.
Sant, we'll deal with it later.
Morning, sir.
Morning. The attention of all ranks is drawn to the following. At a field general court-martial held at number 2 base area, the following 14769 Private Edmonds E. Royal Engineers, 24589 Private Castle GH 2nd Battalion Essex Regiment, 9702 Private Holt B 8th Battalion Welsh Regiment, were sentenced to be shot for cowardice in the face of the enemy. The sentence of the court was duly carried out.
Lieutenant Sassoon, the adjutant will see you now, sir.
My dear good fellow, I'm so glad to see you. It was wise of you to come, most wise. But sit down, you must sit down. My dear good fellow, stand easy, for God's sake. Are you fully recovered? The colonel, you understand, is away. However, he and I have fully discussed your case, fully, and I can assure you that he's deeply concerned about you and fully prepared to overlook the paper you sent him. He's asked me to urge you most strongly to dismiss the whole matter from your mind. Oh, my dear good chap, I'm so sorry. A cigar?
No, thank you, sir.
Are you sure?
Oh, no, sir. Thank you, sir. It's most kind.
Look here, old chap, isn't it possible for you to reconsider your ultimatum?
I'm afraid not, sir.
Well, I dare say that I shan't understand. I mean, I haven't had to go through what you chaps have had to go through. I don't want to ask all sorts of damnable questions, but could you tell me what's behind it all? I mean, you're not a pacifist or a contrary, are you?
No, sir.
Oh, well, God knows the war's turning into a pretty dud sort of show. Stalemate and all that, but what do you hope to achieve? Well, if you could at least explain your ideas, not for myself, you understand, but if it were necessary, and I sincerely hope that it won't be, so that one might pass it on, as it were, to others.
I'll do my best, sir. Well, sir, when the war started, it seemed pretty clear what it was about. Well, it seemed to be. Difficult to explain to the dead, and impossible to explain to the living. And I was expecting that he'd be, at the least, abusive. If only I could have taken that cigar. Peace, it would have meant. Though not the peace I'm shouting about. A small, private peace. We could have puffed away and cursed the idiots in Whitehall, and he could have reported to the colonel. The point is that, however kind and sympathetic he is, he's still my enemy, and the more dangerous for being kind. Surely it was the duty of our politicians to look for some other way of settling our differences, besides condemning thousands upon thousands of men to die.
Well, surely the Hun had to be punished, though.
While the Hun punishes us, sir. The war, as it's being fought, sir, can achieve nothing except the slaughter of young men, of young Frenchmen, of young Germans, of young English, Austrians, Australians, Indians. There's no end to it. It's insane.
Well, I agree with all you say about the politicians. But the fact remains that the German can't be trusted. I mean, it's no good bargaining with a fellow if he can't be relied upon to keep his word. I mean, I know it's fashionable nowadays to pooh-pooh the rape of Belgium and all that kind of atrocity. But when one's dealing with a criminal, and I'll maintain against all comers that the Hun has a streak of Bill Sykes in him, then one looks at his record.
If I were fierce and bald and short of breath, I'd live with scarlet majors at the base and speed glum heroes up the line to death. You'd see me with my puffy, petulant face, guzzling and gulping in the best hotel, reading the roll of honor. Poor young chap, I'd say. I used to know his father well. Yes, we've lost heavily in this last scrap. And when the war is done and youth stone dead, I'd toddle safely home and die in bed.
No, the Hun stands condemned before the whole civilized world, the scourge of Europe. Well, that's beside the point, perhaps. I mean, I have you to consider. You're very much a part of the regiment, you know. I've no doubt at all about the sincerity of what you say, but frankly, I simply don't know what to do with the best.
I suppose, sir, you'd better have me put under arrest straight away.
Oh, good God, I'd rather die than do such a thing. Look, you don't want to be kicking your heels about here, do you? We've got your room at the hotel. Now, why don't you trundle back there and wait until the colonel arrives, and then we'll see what's to be done about all this, eh?
It looks as if I'm not going to be court-martialed. Except that I've got to be court-martialed. The sentence of the court will be duly carried out. But I'm not yet even under arrest. They don't want to, of course. But if my statement's read out in the House of Commons, they'll have to arrest me. I wish there was something I could do to hurry things up. There's nothing to do but wait. Stick to my statement and wait until it's read out in Parliament.
Changed a little.
At least the flag's still there.
Clear as a bell.
It's not. I tell you, I know the word.
All right, let's hear what my Jack thinks.
Look, they're saying it's tits.
They're saying what? David's record, old chap. Clear as a bell, your tits, your eyes, your cheeks, your hair.
I'd be in a class beyond compare. Disgusting, honestly.
Absolutely filthy. Bit much when an infant like young Ormond brings muck like that back from Leeds.
Well, look, put it on again. You listen to it. It's lips. Lips.
It's a bit scratchy, but it does sound like...
There are, what did I say? Clear as a bell. I should smash at the Hall of Padre.
Look, is it bloody likely that a company like HMV would send out a record with tits on it? Thought no end of that record. It was terribly romantic then.
Then? Last year, you mean?
The war's already old. It's got its own history. This isn't just a house destroyed. It's a destroyed house destroyed.
It isn't even a house, David. It's a map reference. It's a mention in dispatches.
They've taken away the meaning of everything.
Even of war.
The great adventure.
Our glorious hero.
The British fighting man. Our gallant lads. Mansfield had to shoot one of our gallant lads in the last show to get the rest of them out of the trench. God, I'm tired. Hell, what does it matter who shoots who? What does it matter?
Does it matter? Losing your legs. For people will always be kind, and you need not show that you mind when the others come in after hunting to gobble their muffins and eggs. Does it matter? Losing your sight. There's such splendid work for the blind, and people will always be kind as you sit on the terrace remembering and turning your face to the light. Do they matter, those dreams from the pit? You can drink and forget and be glad. And people won't say that you're mad, for they'll know you fought for your country, and no one will worry a bit.
I want to go back and do something.
What kind of thing?
Work. Work at something.
What do you want to do?
I want to be a bank manager. I want to wear spats and a bowler and carry my umbrella and my newspaper to the station every morning and my evening paper home at night. I shall spend all day behind my desk and I shall never make any mistakes. My shirt will always be clean. I shall play golf at weekends. I shall have a wife and 3 children. And roast meat on Sundays. And there'll never be any surprises.
Except at Christmas. And tomorrow, I've got to have my bloody typhoid injection.
Oh, I didn't know there was anyone here, sir. Good night, sir.
Good night. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, but what is your name?
My name, sir?
Yes. Your name, what is it?
I'm Betty, sir. Betty's my name.
Oh. Thank you. Good night, then. Betty. 21, 22, 23. Odd number for a letter. Was it? Even number for a letter. Odd number for no letter. 24, 25, 26. From Geoffrey? Otterlin. From the MP Lee Smith. From Lee Smith, saying he's read out my statement in Parliament and peace has been declared.
Nothing for you, sir. There's nothing for you, sir.
The statement was made to his commanding officer by Second Lieutenant Cecil Sassoon, Military Cross, as explaining his grounds for refusing to serve further in the army. Geoffrey, when I drowse tonight, skirting lawns of sleep to chase, shifting dreams in mazy light, somewhere then I'll see your face, turning back to bid me follow.
Go and find Lieutenant. Ah. There's a gentleman to see you, sir.
A gentleman? Good to see you, sir.
Hello, Sassoon.
Shall we go in the smoking room?
Yes.
What are you drinking, sir?
Sherry, I think.
2 sherries, please.
Everything all right here? Quite comfortable?
Oh, yes, it's a ripping place.
Mm. Oh, we had a rather jolly guest night the other night. Oh, Campion came over from the Lancashires. You remember him as CSM, I expect. He's been convalescent in the Isle of Wight.
Oh, Geoffrey Cromlech is there. I wonder if they were at the same place.
But Sassoon, I must tell you what happened in the mess on St. David's night.
I called him a fad-ridden crank once.
Aye?
Geoffrey Cromlech. Always full of mad theories. No music's any good but northern folk ballads. He once said Paradise Lost was a moribund academic concoction. I was terribly shocked.
He's got a name for throwing his tongue, I believe. Still, I hear he isn't windy in the trenches. Oh, do you remember that barometer that used to hang in the anteroom? Well, some cheeky wart of a newly commissioned subaltern.
What happened to Wilmot?
Wilmot?
He used to play the piano.
Wilmot?
Tickle the ivories, he used to say. Tickle the ivories.
I am known round town as a fearful blood, but I come straight down with a dear old plan. And I know who's who, and I know what's what, and between the two I'm a trifle hot. For I send the tone, as you may suppose, and I stand alone when it comes to clothes. And as for gals, just ask my pals, what everybody knows. I'm Gilbert, the Filbert, the nut with a K, the bride of Piccadilly, the blase away. Oh, Hades, the ladies who leave their wooden huts, for Gilbert, the Filbert, the colonel of the nuts. You may think of me as a waster, what? But you ought to see how I bag and swat. For I'm up by 2, and by 5 I'm out, which I couldn't do if I slacked about. And then I count my ties and I change my kit, and that makes me awfully fit. Once I begin, I work like sin. I'm full of go and grit. Everybody, I'm Gilbert, the Filbert, the nut with the K, the pride of Piccadilly, the blase away. Oh, ladies, the ladies who leave their wooden huts, for Gilbert, the Filbert, the colonel of the nuts. Hey!
No, I'll tell you what we're really fighting for. The Mesopotamian oil wells.
I'm jolly well not.
You certainly are. We all are.
You can't tell me hundreds of chaps are getting killed just because of some beastly oil well. Everyone knows. We're fighting for freedom.
My dear chap, as a soldier, you should be prepared to fight for whatever you're told is necessary. I do. I'm perfectly willing to die for an oil well. I'd just like to be told, that's all. The war didn't start because of the oil wells, did it?
Of course it didn't. Geoffrey's talking piffle, as usual.
We all thought the war was inevitable and justifiable when it started.
Which is why we're so easily exploited now.
I'm not being exploited, I'll jolly well tell you that.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. We all are. Because we're willing to die for oil wells, for anything. Because the one thing that's remained a virtue is courage, not getting cold feet. And it's exploiting our courage which is keeping the war going.
Sometimes I think, Siegfried, that you're exploiting the war to keep your courage going.
What do you mean by that? God, Geoffrey, you're a knowing beast sometimes.
I wouldn't take that, Siegfried. He's not called Mad Jack for nothing. He did jolly well on that raid, and he damn well deserved it.
Of course he deserved it. He treated the raid as if it was his own private property. Used to have nightmares that the CO would take it away from him.
King Jack promised it to me.
You had to get your military cross, didn't you? With that piece of ribbon on your tunic, you think you're safe.
What do you mean, safe? Doesn't keep bullets out, you know.
I mean, safe from criticism. As good as any of us.
Well, of course he's as good as any of us.
Well, of course he is. But he can't quite believe it. He's like me. I suffer from a German grandfather.
Siegfried's grandfather wasn't German, was he?
Shut up. It's true in a way. Out hunting, I was a dreadful thruster. I just had to win all the point-to-points to show I was the equal of the other chap.
Oh, the bloody hunting. I knew that would come up. We all know why you hunt.
Because he's a jolly good sport, that's why.
Well, go on, then. Why does he hunt?
By devoting himself to the pastimes of the Gentile gentry, Siegfried diverts attention from the secret of his tainted blood.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say anything like that.
Aligning himself with the aristocracy, he declares a pogrom on the wretched fox.
What on earth are you talking about?
Siegfried's grandfather.
Well, what's wrong with fox hunting, anyway?
Fox hunting is the sport of half-wits and snobs.
Oh, God, now he's off.
A lot of people who hunt are jolly good swords. Some of them are great men in their way.
Great men? Half-wits and snobs, the lot of them. If I'd been able to gas about Jorrocks and say I'd hunted with the Bedfordshire hounds all my life, the colonel and the adjutant might have behaved quite decently to me.
You know what you are? A fad-ridden crank. A fad-ridden crank. That's what you are.
And ye lowlands, oh, where hae ye been? They have slain the Earl of Monte.
Oh, sit on him! Try fresh air!
It was a broad gallant and his blade.
I didn't know him very well. Wilmot. I didn't know him very well. He used to play the piano. Tickle the ivories, he used to say. Tickle the ivories. He had a stammer. He stammered.
The CO still being away, he'll come to see you as soon as he gets back. I've taken the step of consulting GOC Mersey Defence on your case. I emphasize, of course, that there's no question of you having offended against military law.
I'm most grateful, of course, sir, but I still stand by my statement.
And the GOC therefore agreed with me that the correct course, before taking any further action, was for you to be examined by a medical board. And that has been arranged. You know, this is normal routine, old chap. Every officer, after discharge from hospital and convalescence, is sent before a board. And I give you my word that there'll be no question of going back for another tour of the trenches. Though, of course, I know that you're as ready as anyone. Tomorrow, 2 p.m., number 7 base hospital, Crew. You'll find a rail warrant attached. Well, thanks for the sherry.
An unsuitable place for martyrdom. There's little about a provincial hotel which savors of Calvary. I must be losing my ability to laugh at myself. No one has yet been crucified for refusing to attend a medical board. I might as well get used to doing without you for a start. Say I get 5 years. I'll be 35, 36 when I come out. Everyone will have forgotten me. Natural. How does one stick 5 years of it? God almighty. I might as well enjoy what pleasures I can. After all, this should be a kind of holiday. A holiday from making decisions. All decisions having been made. Damn it. The whole bloody world's on holiday, isn't it?
Mad dogs of war are on the track, barking at the Union Jack. Oh, what a surprise! We shall give the Kaiser. Those mad dogs will soon be wiser. They'll hear the Sergeant roar battalion, and God save the King. They'll soon know we fear no foe when they hear our voices ring. We're all under the same old flag, brothers in arms are we. One flag and one desire, one king and one empire. England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and comrades o'er the sea. Unite to fight in a cause that's right, to conquer Germany.
Holiday. Well, they're enjoying themselves. Soldiers, too. They brought the war with them into this music hall. They think they got away from it. They haven't. They brought it home. Brought the war home to the people. That's what they're enjoying, the war. They like the excitement, the stir it makes in their lives. The war's part of the fun, part of the evening's entertainment. The house is crammed. Tier beyond tier they grin and cackle at the show, while prancing ranks of harlots shrill the chorus, drunk with din. We're sure the dear old Kaiser loves our tanks. I'd like to see a tank come down the stalls, lurching to ragtime tunes or Home Sweet Home. And there'd be no more jokes in music halls to mock the riddled corpses round Bapaume.
Unite to fight in a cause that's right.
I shall not see the battalion again. I shall go on. The 15th of July, with glistering spear and shield. A famous fight in Flanders was fought in the field. The most conspicuous officers were English captains 3. But the bravest man in battle was brave Lord Willoughby. Stand to it, pikemen, and look you round about. And shoot you right, you bowmen, and we will keep them out. You musket and caliver men, do you prove true to me? I'll be the bravest man in fight, says brave Lord Willoughby. And then the bloody enemy they fiercely did assail, and fought it out most furiously, not doubting to prevail. The wounded men on both sides fell, most piteous for to see, but nothing could the courage quell of brave Lord Willoughby.
There's a gentleman to see you, sir, in the smoking room.
Dear Lieutenant Sassoon, I'm sorry not to have written before, but I've been waiting until I have some positive news for you. It now appears that I have a good chance of speaking in next week's debate, when I hope to raise the matter of your statement. I do hope you're keeping in good health and spirits, and that the military authorities are not treating you too harshly. Yours sincerely, Ernest Lee Smith.
A gentleman to see you, sir. Colonel Jones Williams.
Gosh, the CO?
In the smoking room, sir.
Really?
This is a very serious matter, very serious indeed. I refer to you cutting that medical board. That board, I may tell you, was specially arranged for you by higher quarters.
I'm sorry, sir, but I felt...
You realize that an RAMC colonel came all the way from London for it?
I don't want to cause you any trouble, sir, but I felt it wouldn't be consistent with the steps I've already taken if I were to attend that board.
Good God, sir! Sassoon, you must realize that you might be wrong if you set your opinion against the practically unanimous feeling of the entire British Empire. I've done all I can for you. I've told Mersey defences you missed that board through a misunderstanding, but I'm afraid the affair will soon go beyond my control. Court-martial, do you understand? Court-martial and disgrace. Try to reconsider your refusal before tomorrow, and let me know immediately if you do.
What is the Prince?
I beg your pardon?
The Prince. Have you noticed him?
Can't say I have.
Hogarth. Harlot's Progress. Odd choice for a respectable hotel passageway.
Yes.
The poor girl dies of syphilis in a madhouse. The 18th century saw these things simply. Tolstoy treats the subject with more sophistication.
Yes, I'm sure. I'm afraid
Tolstoy is, of course, an embryonic humanist. His harlot receives the offer of marriage from the man who seduced her. Before she became a harlot, that is. He holds himself responsible, which he was. Things in Russia being what they were at that time.
Indeed, most
But she turns him down. His offer prefers her fate. Siberia. The seducer comes off best, reforms and takes up spiritual work. The two women, both victims. Hogarth left his to fate. Tolstoy's is dealt with by men.
Really, sir?
I mean, Tolstoy's whore didn't die of syphilis. She was sent to Siberia by order of the authorities. The difference between 18th century determinism and 19th century humanism.
Will you go away?
Hello there, Sassoon, isn't it? Met you up here in 16. Can we join you?
Your battalion got fearfully cut up at Quinchy. Did you hear?
Yes. Got it in the throat, didn't you? Yes.
Your voice sounds all right, though.
Yes, it is all right.
Durley got it in the throat. Do you know Durley? He was with your battalion. He hated it back here. Couldn't wait to get past for GS and get out there again.
Couldn't talk above a whisper, but he went for his board.
Hoping to get through by keeping his mouth shut, kept on nodding and shaking his head.
But he had to speak in the end. Of course, he thought it was all UP.
But all that happened was that the colonel shouted, "Why the hell don't you stop that damn whispering?"
They'd pass you for GS if you quack nowadays. Here, why don't you join us? We're going to the Hippodrome later. We can share a cab back to the depot. I'm not going back to the depot.
Not going to the depot?
You haven't wangled a job with Mersey Defences, have you? Gosh, that's cushy. No, I'm staying here.
Staying here? At this hotel?
You mean you're still on sick leave? No, I'm waiting.
Waiting? What for?
Waiting for your board, you mean?
Yes. No.
For Christ's sake, leave me alone.
Good God.
Must be shell-shocked or something.
Shell-shocked nothing. These regular battalion chaps are all the same. Damned snobs.
Hey, boy! Oliver, come on, here! Here, boy! Jameson! Jameson! Hey! Sammy, you're supposed to be whipping them in! Hey, Jameson!
CO. I'll see you back at the house. You go that way. David, old chap.
Why do you lie with your legs ungainly huddled, and one arm bent across your sullen, cold, exhausted face? It hurts my heart to watch you, deep-shadowed from the candle's guttering gold. And you wonder why I shake you by the shoulder. Drowsy, you mumble and sigh and turn your head. You are too young to fall asleep forever. And when you sleep, you remind me of the dead.
Geoffrey! Thank God you've come.
God, I could do with a drink. I'm damn sure you could, too. Whiskey. That's all right, isn't it? A bottle of whiskey.
We don't serve bottles, sir.
Hell, 2 large whiskies, then. Large ones, mind. Doubles.
Yes.
Well, sit down, Geoffrey. Sit down now. You've got the most enormous black smudge on your forehead. How on earth did you manage to roll up from the Isle of Wight like this? Are you better? Surely your sick leave isn't out. It's marvellous to see you.
You're looking a bit of a fright.
Oh, went out for a walk past Formby by the sea. I chucked my MC ribbon away.
Look here, Siegfried. I've come up here to tell you you've got to drop all this anti-war business.
I can't drop it, you ass. Don't you realize I'm a man with a message? I've got all sorts of people behind me. Otterlin and Bertrand Russell, and I had a letter from Lee Smith the other day saying... I thought you'd come to see me through the court-martial as a sort of prisoner's friend.
It might be different if you could achieve something, but you can't. You're in rotten shape and you'll just end up knocking yourself out. And if you're banking on that backbench MP of yours, I might as well tell you now that I've had a word with 1 or 2 people, and you'll find he doesn't do you as much good as you think.
What people?
That doesn't matter. The point is they'll court-martial you for refusing to attend the medical board. Your statement won't come into it.
It doesn't matter what they say they're court-martialing me for. Massingham and Russell and Lee Smith will see that the real truth comes out.
They'll be taken care of, don't you worry.
You have Lloyd George's word for it, I suppose.
Good Lord, I've been doing my damnedest to try to keep you out of prison. I should think you'd be grateful.
You've got a damn cheek, Geoffrey. I might have known you'd interfere. But never mind, go ahead. And if you're exercising your usual tact, you'll get me 10 years hard labor for certain. And with any luck, they'll end up shooting me as some sort of deserter.
Why? I'll tell you why. Because we're both soldiers.
And I'm doing it for soldiers, not abstract principles.
And I'll tell you what your precious soldiers will say about it. They'll say you refused the board because you didn't want to go on another tour of trenches. They'll say you've got cold feet. I can just hear that ass Barton holding forth about it now.
But you think I care about that? If I back out now, I'll be betraying my convictions. Isn't that worse cowardice than being thought cold-footed by officers who refuse to think about anything except the gentlemanly traditions of the regiment?
I happen to think something of those traditions myself.
Come on, Geoffrey. You're beginning to sound more fatuous every minute. Reserve officer, temporary captain. When this is over, you'll be out of it like a flash.
Soldiers, I think you said. You're doing it for soldiers. The regiment doesn't mean just the officers, reserve, temporary, or otherwise.
I know that.
I seem to remember a conversation in which we agreed that it was our duty to do our best to protect our chaps, that the only thing we could do was to see that they were decently treated and looked after.
It's not the only thing I can do.
But you can try and make a martyr of yourself?
Why do you care whether I martyr myself for what I believe in? Why?
Because I know what's behind it.
What do you mean by that?
You know damn well what I mean.
No, I don't. Don't hint. Tell me.
You're doing it for personal reasons. That's what I mean.
Of course, my beliefs are personal, certainly.
Beliefs. Emotions. You're in love, that's what you are. You're in love with death and bloody martyrdom and crucifixion.
That's not true.
Of course it's true. What happened when young David Ormond was killed? You went out and did your damnedest to get done in too, didn't you? And now it's the same thing.
How can it be the same thing? I'm not trying to kill anyone, I'm trying to stop them being killed.
You can never muck in like the rest of us, can you? You've got to be bloody extraordinary. You can't just get on with it and keep your mouth shut. You've got to play Jesus bloody Christ all the time.
The war's wrong. It's got to be stopped. While we're talking, men are being killed. Do you think I wouldn't go through a court-martial to try and stop that?
All right. You've asked for it. I happen to know that they won't court-martial you at all.
You don't expect me to believe that, do you?
It happens to be true.
You just thought of that, haven't you? One of your brilliant improvisations.
You really think they don't know what you're up to? If you go on refusing to turn up to their board, they'll say you're shell-shocked and lock you away in a loony bin for the rest of the war.
Why didn't you tell me this before?
I didn't want to upset you. Yes, Siegfried. You can't do anything if you're locked away, can you? They're not asking to withdraw your statement or anything, not at this stage at any rate. All you've got to do is to agree to their wretched board. Then nobody can say that you've got cold feet. It'll even make your protest more effective.
If I'm back with the battalion?
Yes.
Will you swear on the Bible that what you just told me is true?
If you want me to.
I do.
Well, don't be dotty, I haven't got a Bible.
Well, say the words. Say, I swear on the Bible. Go on.
I swear on the Bible that they won't court-martial you.
Go on.
And that if you refuse to turn up to another medical board, they'll declare you insane.
That's all you said before. You said they'd shut me up in a loony bin.
For God's sake, what do they usually do with people who are declared insane?
But if I do agree to go before the board, they won't declare me insane.
Of course not.
Or stop Lee Smith reading my statement.
How can they? He's a private member, isn't he?
Is that the truth?
Of course it is. It's all fixed, I tell you. Just agree to the board.
All right.
I can tell the orderly room they can fix up a board for you then.
tell them anything you bloody well like.
I was just thinking about the board. It might be an idea if I went along with you.
I'm glad to be leaving this hotel. I'm relieved that I no longer carry the burden of stopping the war on my shoulders. I'll get myself passed for general service and get back with the battalion. Because in the circumstances, there doesn't seem anything else to do. Then courage, noble Englishmen, and never be dismayed. If that we be but 1 to 10, we will not be afraid. To fight with foreign enemies and set our country free. And thus I end the bloody bout of brave Lord Willoughby.
I'm not protesting against the conduct of the war, but against the political errors and insincerities for which the fighting men are being sacrificed. On behalf of those who are suffering now, I make this protest against the deception which is being practiced on them. And that, Mr. Speaker, the statement of a serving officer twice wounded and decorated for gallantry in the field, Second Lieutenant S.L. Sassoon, M.C., should answer my right honourable friend, who dares suggest that our fighting troops support this unholy slaughter of their fellow men.
In reply to the honourable gentleman, I would inform the House that the officer responsible for the statement just read out was examined by an Army Medical Board, and on evidence adduced both by medical experts and by a brother officer in his regiment, was found to be suffering from a nervous breakdown. He is at present in Craig Lockhart Hospital for shell-shocked officers.
Have you forgotten yet? For the world's events have rumbled on since those gagged days, like traffic checked while at the crossing of city ways. And the haunted gap in your mind has filled with thoughts that flow like clouds in the lit heaven of life. And you're a man reprieved to go, taking your peaceful share of time with joy to spare. But the past is just the same, and war's a bloody game. Have you forgotten yet? Look down and swear by the slain of the war that you'll never forget. Do you remember that hour of din before the attack, and the anger, the blind compassion that seized and shook you then, as you peered at the doomed and haggard faces of your men? Do you remember the stretcher cases lurching back, with dying eyes and lolling heads, those ashen grey masks of the lads who once were keen and kind and gay? Have you forgotten yet? Look up and swear by the green of the spring that you'll never forget.